fashion and designing, creativity is very important. It's the key to mastering that skill, fashion and designing. Creativity is good, it's really important. But as you proceed, the next thing you should proceed on is your measurement. Measurement is paramount, is essential in creating any structure that will fit a body properly. Measurement is important. So now is what you get in your measurement, that is what you will go and transfer into pattern paper. And is what you transfer into pattern paper is what you are going to proceed into getting it out from the fabric before you now go to your sewing machine to start sewing. So a good measurement and a good pattern drafting, you're already seeing that your work is going fine. But if you don't get your measurement rightly, and you see, measurement has its own importance. What are the importance? The importance is when you get a client's measurements rightly, accurately, properly, it will help you not to be doing adjustments, because adjustment is one thing that spoils work, that takes a whole lot of time. The time that you used to moving to another job, you are not doing amendments, and you just have to get that amendment done, because if you don't finish the amendment, the customer will end up not being satisfied, and that can spoil your business. So today we want to look into this body structure measurements. I know you know it before, right? Eh? You know everything in this thing that I've sellotaped. You know every section. Your own is upgrade, but I want to take you from a scratch of this measurement because it's very important. So the first part is the neck. Neck measurement is important. A lot of female styles, you might not need the neck measurements, but then again, you need to start learning neck measurement, like what I was teaching only this morning. When you want to fix a collar, turtleneck, the way you deepen your neck measurement is not the same way you deepen other kind of clothes measurements. So this is the neck, this is the chest. This is the chest section. This chest section, it goes round. Are you seeing me? It goes round, this neck chest section, because if you want to sew a tube top, a tube gown that will not have any sleeve, you see, this chest measurement is very important, because you have to get the appropriate upper chest measurement round, because there is no sleeve, so that it will hug well to fit the client properly. Then the next one is bust measurements. This bust measurements also goes round the body. And when you want to take your client's measurements, you should take it from the fuller section of her bust. That's where you take your measurements, the fuller section. Okay, take note, don't take it upper, don't take it below, but the fuller section of the bust. Then after the bust measurements, there's what they call nipple to nipple measurement, or we also call it bust pan. I'm going to label here now as bust pan. Bust pan. So there are some people, as a fashion designer, your clients can send you measurement and say, this is my measurement, another of my tailor measured me. That tailor might indicate nipple to nipple. So when you see nipple to nipple, don't be confused. It also means bust pan. So what is the bust pan? Is this nipple point to this nipple point? That's the bust pan. And when you want to get a dart, when we start learning basic bodies block, you start seeing that it's from this bust pan that we can be able to get our dart measurement. Let's say, for instance, now this dummy's bust pan measurement is 6. So when you divide by 2, it gives you 3. So that is the dart measurements. When you are cutting a bustier cutting, and even your corset bust cutting, you will make use of this place a lot to create the cup. Okay, then the next part is under bust. Under bust measurements. Under bust measurements, some people will always call, some people will call it small waists, which is here under bust, but know it as under bust measurements. Then this other place is the waist. Like, there's someone I was teaching, there's a guy I trained sometime, I think 2 years ago, Abi. Yes, 2 years ago. I trained the guy 2 years ago. This, when people will always think that around this region is our waist. As a female, when you start working on body structure, you come to understand that your waist is here. This place that you will bend and to have a depth where there is movement, that's your waist. So when you are even crunching the waist of a clothes that you are making, or you want to snatch waist, this is where we concentrate on, and this is the waist. This is the waist of the measurement, and that is why I tag it waist. But some people, when they send measurement to you, they will be calling here small waist. Know it as under bust. Okay, here is the major waist. Because if you call this place small waist, what then will you call here? That's another thing. Forget our human body that we are growing fat, or some women they have big tummy. This is the waist. Then this other section, you can see this section, I labeled it, is the blouse hip. The blouse hip, where the waist will not give a shape, is the blouse hip. And after the blouse hip, you now move down to the hip measurements. When you want to take your hip measurements, you must ensure that your tape is going round. Your tape is going round to the fuller section of the butt. To the fuller section. Don't take it up or below. You should go to the fuller section of the butt. It's at the fuller section that you will know that yes, this is the hip measurement. You have gotten it accurate. Accurate measurements produce accurate results in clothes. When your client comes for fitting, it does not mean that because they have come for fitting, they will still come again. That is not the collection day. Then your clothes should not be in order. At least it should be 95% appropriate on their body. It should just remaining 5% or 10% to finish off. Is that clear? Yes. Then now, this place that I take here, this line is called crotch. This is the crotch. Like, let's say it's a trouser that making crotch. There's other pattern to measure your crotch. You can ask your client to sit down. When your client is sitting down on the chair, the boot section from the waist where her trouser will be, we have gone to trouser now. From the waist where her trouser will be, while sitting down, you put your tape and measure. So that is why this thing is here. So it's the same crotch. It's the same crotch. That crotch that goes in, that makes trouser to fit well. Everything has measurements in tailoring. Nothing like guesswork. Okay? Then another one again is the tie. The flap and the tie, they are all together. The flap is here, this section, and the tie is here. The bigger side, this flap. Let me label it. You want to cut a trouser, that round biggest side, you don't need to shy about it too. You must tell the person to lift, mostly ladies, to lift their gown up. Is that clear? You get their flap, the biggest side, and the side that goes down a bit, which is the tie. Then you get their knee. This is the knee. You know, nowadays the kind of trousers that ladies wear is usually this whole section will be hugging them. This section will be bold, like bigger. But let's say you want to make a corporate trouser or a fitted trouser, or they will say not too big, but it should be friendly to their skin. Then the whole parts of the leg is important to take the measurements. So you take the flap, you take the thigh, you take the knee round, right? Then this is the calf. This place is the calf. You take the calf measurement. You take the ankle, the down section. Okay, very important. So that is it. Then let's go to the sleeve. The sleeve measurement. In this sleeve measurement, the first one is the armhole. I already put a tape round it. Is the armhole. After this armhole, the next one you move into now is your muzzle. This muzzle region, which is here. You take the measurement. You take your armhole round. You take the muzzle. You take this other elbow section. Then this 3/4. Most ladies' clothes, they like 3/4. They like short sleeve. Any sleeve, any length they want, you take their measurement. So this elbow, then the wrist, which is long. Nowadays, many people, they even go for long sleeve that we almost want to cover their fingers. You get all the measurements accurate. Then you also now come to get the length. You ask your clients, what length? Is it a short sleeve? Is it a 3/4 on top of the elbow? Is it by the, like this ankle section, this 3/4 as it is? You just ask them. When you are taking measurements, make sure you are asking your clients, like, is this place okay? Okay. So now let me show you how to measure. How to measure. You pass your tape. Watch me. Look at me this time around. You pass your tape. Make sure all your fingers are not entering inside. For the neck, you can make a little ease, just a little ease. This neck now is showing 13.5. Good. When you want to take that tube measurements, the tube measurements, maybe tube gown, no sleeve, they will raise their hand up. Your client will, because the hand is not pressing the, so they will raise their hand up, and you take that chest measurement, make it tight, make it really tight. 32. Then there's another kind of measurement, we call it off shoulder measurements. That off shoulder measurements, they will fold their hands down. That off shoulder measurements, you will take both their shoulder together. You know all those off shoulder dress that will just be like this, but there is a sleeve. Yeah. So all the chest is showing. That's the kind of clothes I like wearing before now. You will take it like this. You hold the shoulder. Make sure the tape is going around the shoulder. So when we are getting here, 40.5. That's what we are getting. You won't drag it now. Go. So you take that measurement down. Then another measurement again is the bust, which I have done, the fuller section. Then the nipple to nipple or bust span measurement, you take it. Then the under busts, when you are measuring, make sure just one of your fingers is inside your tape. And when your client is standing, you stand by the front of your client or by the side. And when you want to stand by the front, you are ensuring that you are not suffocating your clients. You quickly do it. But most times I advise that the only thing that should make you to come to front, maybe you are taking the neck measurement. Every other thing, try to do by the side. So when you are taking the waists, 25. You are taking the blouse hip, 31. You are taking the hip, 'It has to be the fuller section. 29.5. Isn't it? Has to be in the fuller section. Then when you want to take the flap, the tie is one leg. You come down again. 23. You take your knee, not too tight. Take your calf. Take your ankle. So that is it. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are your questions?
Okay. For the flap and the knee and the tie, after taking measurement, for instance, maybe the flap is let's say maybe it's 15. Do they divide?
By 2.
Okay. The flap by 2, the
Everything
tie.
about the hand by 2. Everything about the leg by 2. But the roundness of a body hip by 4.
Except shoulder.
Even this chest now round by 4. The off shoulder too by 4. The only place now by shoulder. So now we want to take your shoulder measurements. This is the shoulder. When you want to take shoulder measurements, every human being has this bone by their body.
Yes.
So you will target that bone. Your tape should be starting from this bone to this bone. So that's it. So this is the shoulder of this dummy now. The bone section 15. That's the shoulder of the dummy. But if you look at this half joint, then it's showing 13. So you ensure you take your shoulder. Then there's this kind of sleeve too. These boo-boo styles that they don't have sleeve joints together. When you want to take your measurement for that one, you know those shoulder and sleeve joined together style. You put your tape here by the midsection of the neck, by the shoulder, and move it down to here. You ask your clients, is here okay? Is here okay? So now when your fabrics is unfolded on the table, you know it's starting from this place when it's folded. So you already know. So if from here to here now to here, by the ankles 18, that is the fabric length of the sleeve, target it 18 and put your allowance. But let's say you are creating a boo-boo and the measurement is not like starting from here, you can still calculate it using your mind. That is to say, after the shoulder measurement, the sleeve starts immediately here. When you want to take your sleeve measurement, it starts from here, right immediately after the shoulder. So you target it, okay, shoulder to here is 15, sleeve to this point is 12. You add it up, 7.5 division plus 12. Is that clear? So that's it. Which other question do you have?
For the boo-boo, the armhole.
That's when we are on the table. I want to learn